Hello guys. My hair looks really messy. Anyway, yeah, how are you all doing today? I'm heading out to work, and as you can see, I'm driving right now. And what else? Oh yeah, the idea. I came up with a really good idea, and probably the idea you are going to relate it to a lot. So what about from now on, if I shoot the video where I have to speak English while I'm driving? What do you think? I'm driving now, and you can hear the sound of the car in the moving, right? Anyway, yeah, this way probably there are not going to be that many people who are going to be wondering if this guy, I am actually reading something driving. You know what I'm saying? There is no absolute way that like I can read something while I'm driving. So this way probably it's going to be easier for me to convince you guys into believing that I don't read anything. There is not such a thing script. So what do you think? I know how dangerous it is, you know, like it's going to be really dangerous if I drive and shooting the video. But once in a while, you know, what I usually do on the way to work, on the way back home, you know, while I'm driving is either listen to music or listen to, I don't know, like English broadcasting, or I just talk to myself. So it's one of the things that I usually do. You know, only difference is, you know, I talk to the camera. I don't even look at the camera right now. I have to look straight. Anyway, so what do you think? I normally don't really let any distraction get in the way of driving. So there is nothing you have to be worried about. And then if you are a Busan based person, you know what it's like to drive in Busan, right? And if you are out of Busan, you are not from Busan, then probably you have heard of, you know, how things work on the roads of Busan. So don't worry about me. You know, I'm fully focused, except my mouth is moving, you know, speaking English. So just let me know what you think about it, and if this could be the, you know, one of the ways that I can tell you guys I don't read anything, unless you think, oh, this guy has memorized all things he wants to say. Duh. So what do you think? Just let me know.
Hi there, I'm back. I think I have at least 2 or 3 videos that I have to shoot today, and I need to spare at least 1 hour for the first class that I have. So that makes me think that I don't have much time to get this video done. I think I better just get into the topic that I'm going to bring up for this video for you. Okay, this video is going to be all about me pitching at some other YouTubers who are also doing English related videos. And since I decided to pitch at those people, I think it might be a good idea if I give you a little bit of heads up before I get started. So if you are a big fan of another YouTuber, and if you are one of those people who don't like watching a video where a guy shows up in pitching at some other people, not only just YouTubers but just people in general, then probably it might be the best or the last chance for you to click away. Yeah. Are you gone? Am I good to go? I'm just a little bit nervous. I have to narrow it down to only Koreans in this video, and I have to put aside all those native speakers, you know, who are also doing English teaching videos. I'm gonna get to talk about those native speakers in some other videos later, but in this video, it all just comes down to Koreans who are doing the videos related to English. I found 2 types of people. And the one type of people are the ones who barely speak English in their videos. And the second kind of people are the ones with much of editings for their videos. You have to trust me on this one. I try hard enough to figure out why they don't speak English in their videos, but you know, it seems like it's kind of hard for me to figure it out. So let me ask you this question. You know, by asking you this question, probably you're gonna get to understand what I want to deliver to you guys. Why do you think those people, you know, first type people, you know, don't speak English in their videos? You know, I just assume that somebody thinks that his English is that good enough to explain things in English. You know, first thing he wants to do is he wants to make sure all the viewers watching his video understand he's good at English. But, you know, after 100 or 200 videos, why is it so hard for me to find the videos where he speaks English? I don't know. If you know the answer, just please let me know. And that makes me think that I have to move on to talking about the second type of people. So second kind of people who are with much of editing for their videos. Before I get to talk about them, I better talk about a definition of good YouTube video. editing should be involved in a good YouTube video. I know that, especially subtitle. For people who don't understand the language that YouTuber is speaking in, or who, for people, who want to learn English, probably the English subtitle or Korean subtitle would be really good. For those people, I understand that. And what those YouTubers want to do is they want their videos, to look as natural as possible, and they want their videos to go as smooth as possible. Probably that is what they want. I understand that. But on some level, to some extent, I just personally think that much of editing is somehow related to not improvising. And somebody who doesn't want to improvise and he wants to do, I don't know, probably what he wants to do is to read the script. Yeah, that I just came out. That is why I brought up the idea of driving while I'm shooting the video. Yeah, that way I can just let you guys know that there's nothing I have to read. So what do you think? Do you think much of editing is somehow related to improvising? And then the second one that I want to talk about, I found two things that both of types of people have in common. And the first thing, both of type of people have in common is that both of people have gone to another country to study English. And the second one that I found they have in common is that they hardly share the way they studied English. Let me just give you some examples. If the guy who does a YouTube video, English related video, and he works in this field, his job is teaching English. And right after he finished up his class, and one student came up to him and asked him, "Hey teacher, I can spare only 1 hour a day studying English." Then the teacher who spent 5 years in another country studying English, and on average 5 hours studying English. And then that guy, what do you think that teacher would say to that student? If you do a little bit of math, just a little bit of math, not really high, difficult math, then the number you're gonna get is 25 years. Let me just do a little bit of math for you. Only thing that you have to do is multiply 5 by 5, and the number that you're gonna get is 25 years. And so, like a student who cannot afford to go to another country to study English, and then who can spend in Korea 1 hour a day. Probably he works for a company, or he doesn't have much time, because he has to study his major or something. He can spare only 1 hour to study English. That guy comes up to another guy, and the teacher or YouTuber, who spent 5 years in another country, and every day he studied 5 hours a day. Yeah, the number you're gonna get is 25 years. Yeah, probably those people who spend that much time in another country would say to those people who want to study in Korea is that they have to people who want to study English in Korea, they have to expose themselves to English. I don't know. In other words, probably what they say is that you have to surround yourself with English a lot. And between being exposed to English, being exposed to English, which they have to study, they had to speak in another country to survive, and study English. Which one do you think has more effect on their English? What do you think? Being exposed to English, which they have to speak, and study English. And somebody spent that much time of their life in another country, what has more effect on their English? What do you think? And if you have to study English, if you have studied English 5 years straight, and probably you're gonna get to the point where you don't want to study English, and then, my friend, you have to understand that if you have studied English 5 years straight, and where you are right now is you feel like you don't want to study English because you haven't improved English yet. That is what all Korean people, struggle with, I guess. But one thing you have to know is, if my math was right, then you still have 20 years to go. Can you actually do it? So do you think from now on you can actually trust those people who say that you have to put much of time in English, and they cannot even say that how long you have to study English? I don't know. This brings me on to the next topic. Yes, those people who say that, to people who are struggling with English, you guys have to spend much of time in English, and then much of time doesn't really imply how long you have to study English. Those people call the way I tell my students to study English is a shortcut, just a shortcut. And I think that is, bullshit. I try not to use that swearing words. I don't want to cuss, but that is something that doesn't make any sense. What if I say, what they tell their students or what they tell their viewers is a long cut? At the end of the conversation, if you have a chance to have a conversation with those people, at the end what you get is you have to put much of time, and then you have no idea how long it's going to be, but much of time into English. What if that is the only thing they want to say to viewers or the students? I don't know. Probably I'm going to leave this question to you, and you have to find out which one is right. And it's going to be all over your choices, my friend. So, that's all for today. And did I remember to align this video? Yeah, I'm pretty stoked because things have been pretty hectic for me. But today, I just found myself chilling, and even I still to align this video, or I remember to align this video. Probably I'm gonna put up this video on YouTube, and I have to see what kind of reaction you guys going to make by leaving the comments down below there. So later, guys. Probably I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye. I hope I'm not going to bitch at any other people in the next video.